Hello friends and hello student. My name is Ashok Sijal. In this session we learn the metric multiplication in C++. So yes, first I share my laptop screen and here fix the position so you can watch better my video lecture. And here Turbo C++, I double click and take some process. And now this here is open. Alt F file menu open and taking new file, and here uh, write a program to perform matrix multiplication. Yes, so how it's possible means metric multiplication is what is a rules. So there is a first metric that is a number of column, and second metric number of row is equal, then and then metric multiplication operation is performed. And the second rules is a metric multiplication of result metric getting the first metric row and second metric column, that is a rules of result metric. And 2D array is also known as a matrix array. So we can here scan is a two-dimensional array, 2D array. So yes, how it's performed, first let us give one example. So here I give that is a matrix like first X metric, and that is first row, and then Y metric. Yes, so like 5 and 6, that is a first row. And now that symbol, that is metric, we can also print the metric format, okay, to the array. So first we can print in index, and then we can with index scanning and printing, and then we can metric format. Okay, so here 3 and 4, that is second row of first metric, and 7 and 8, that is a second row of second metric. And now our result metric we can multiply. So what is a rule? So yes, here means that is a number of row or column, and number of row is equal. So we can apply the metric multiplication operation, because here is a column 2 and here is a row is 2. So you can apply the metric multiplication. And how it possible? So here first row and here first column, that is our first uh, element of result metric. So 1 multiply 5. Yes, and in between is addition. And 2 multiply that 7. Yes, so that is a in between multiplication, and then addition is also. So that is our first element of result metric. And same process, here is a row is fixed but column is changed. So here 3, yes, multiply it's that 1, yes, row is fixed, not row is changed. So 1 multiply 6, and then plus, and 2 multiply that is a column is changed, so 8. Yes, so that is our first second element of first row. And then same process, now row is changed, so that type of logic we have to apply. So here first is row is fixed and column is changed, and now row is fixed and column is now means first column and second column. So row is fixed, so 3 multiply as above 5 element, and then plus, then 4 and multiply 7 as above element 7, okay, because that column. And now 3 again, that row is same but column is changed, 6, because as above or previously. And then in between plus, and then 4 and multiply 8, that is as above. So here for simplicity we can first multiplication, so 1 multiply 5, so 5, and then addition, so after we have to addition taking. So 2 multiply 7, so 14. Yes, and same process in here, 1 multiply 6, so 6, and then plus, so 2 multiply 8, so 16, and then symbol. And here now second row, just same process, 3 multiply 5, so 15, and then plus 4 multiply 7, so 28. Yes, and same process. Yes, now here 3 multiply 6, so 18. Yes, and plus 4 multiply 8, so 32. Yes, so here one, or because there are two means digit element is there. Okay, now addition. So 19, yes, and then 22, yes, that the first row that we have to get, and then 43, yes, 43, and 18 plus 22, so 50, yes. So that is our result matrix. So that type of logic we have to apply here. First row and first column, then first row and second column. That is our first element and second element. Same process. Row is a second, but column is a first. So that is our second row first element, and row is a same, but column is a second. It means second row and second column. So that is our last means row. So that is 2 by 2 metric, and that type of logic we have to apply in 2D array or multi-dimensional array, matrix array, we can say that. And here I give multi-comment line just for your reference. So that is a, now we can apply this logic in C programming. So yes, so that is a paperwork. So if you paperwork, then easily solve to your definition. So that is a technique. So input and what is process and output. So input, output, and process. So that is a my technique. So first you can find what is a input. So here 2D array is a input, 2D array, and then process is a multiplications. We can already paperwork, and then output is our result metric like Z. So yes, here we can define the class. Yes, IO string, input output string. String means collection of bytes, that is a include section, and two header file we have to, and conio, console input output. And now class that we have to, matrix we have to give the class name. And then first we can take one 2D array 10. I initially give the some big size, and we can scan row and column, and then our index means I, J, and K is also required. And now some public member, first our default constructor, there is no any we can require. And you can also like row and column is zero initialization. Okay, index is we have to already initialize, and our for loop. So ijk is a our for loop member iteration variable. And now two parameterized constructor, so integer a and integer b, that is our row and column. Here two parameterized, so r equal to a, and then c equal to b, row and column. And then we can void and get array. Yes, so that is our, and we cannot define inside because that is a inline by default inline function inside the class, but we can use the for loop, so we can declare in outside of the class because that is the rules of inline function. Not any complication, not for loop is there. Okay, so now that perfectly, now our member definition class is over. So return data type, class name is a matrix, corporation, and get array. Okay, and then opening closing brace, and we can give some suitable message outside of for loop, not inside the for loop, because that is if you provide inside the for loop, so every time message is print. So we can outside give the message in the 2D or 1D array. So yes, enter 2D array elements. Yes, that type of message. And handle is a manipulator and taking new line. And now to for loop, yes, so I equal to 0, I less than, we can say that r, yes, here we can provide the r, number of row. And then second, so here we can provide second for loop because nesting, two-dimensional array require two for loop, it's nesting. And j less than column and j plus plus. So here we can scan and scan with index. Yes, how to index? So yes, so x of, then we can print our I, and then again double quote bracket and start that second bracket and print our j variable, and then again close bracket and then scan. Yes, means c in use equal to x of I and j. Yes, so that is a scanning. And after one row complete scan, then we can provide the here also handle new line. So that is a, we can get the one row is scan and second row is start. So yes, that perfectly. And but first I save these files. So multiplication, yes, that and metric. So we can give the metric, or we can say that also 2D array. Yes, that type also. Yes, 2D. Yes, because first is not digit, and that multiplication mul and dot cpp. Yes, C++. So that is a save. Yes, and now I copy this all. Okay, so I copy, and that file is already there. So I overwrite, no problem. So yes, I control insert, and then here I shift insert. So that copy, and we can change first. Yes, what is our second member? That is put array. So I change first name. Yes, put array. That is just get and put. And here change the message also. Not enter, but 2D array element R. Okay. Okay, and next here we cannot two means not two line. So also we can print first index in output. Okay, and then we can metric format also print. So I remove this brace because only one line. So rules of for loop or all decision statement loop, only one statement. There is no required brace. That is optional. So I remove this brace opening closing because there is only one statement in for loop. That is a outside for loop, means that outer loop is statement. And okay, so that is a perfectly. Yes, and we can gap some. Yes, here I concatenation some uh, blank, one blank, so that all element is not separate print. And now void main, turn to void main. We can first scan one means 2D array. Let us check. So IR and C1, that is row and column of first our matrix object. So here first I scan. So we can print also that the enter M1, that our object name we have to declare, and that rows and columns. Yes, I so columns. Okay, and here we can scan at the both same time row and column. Yes, and matrix. Yes, and we can pass R1 and C1. That yes, between its comma and M1. Yes, yes, remaining M1, that object name, and M1 dot get array, that is scanning, and then M1 dot put array, that is a printing. Yes, and yes, I just get ch. So now that complete. Yes, let us check that work perfectly. So I compile. Yes, what is, yes, here R1 and C1. Yes, not only because that is a over here R1 and C1 is, that is simple, that is class member. But here our main is defined R1 and C1. So that is no any big error is there. So yes, now no any error. Let us I 2 by 2. Yes, first 2 by 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that perfectly. So with index and with scan with index and print with index. So 0, 1, 0, 0, 0 and 0, 1, that is first index in first row, and 1, 0 and 1, 1, that is second row of index. Okay. So scanning type index and printing type also index we have to print. Okay, now that is turned to second, and here we can put, that time we can also give the message, so we can identify M1, that metric or first metric, that is a print. Okay, so I now copy this all these things. So here we can take R2 and C2, means if you scan also same, there is no any error, but we can distinct take the variable, copy and paste, and now we can declare M2 because two arrays require multiplication operation. So here we can scan again, and R2 and C2 also you can scan same, just here R2 and C2, and here M2, that is our new object, and that is also scan 2D array, and here we can also change the message, and here also 2D. So let us, that same process. Yes, there is a yes, here is semicolon remaining. So here is also remaining because we have to copy. So anywhere M1 is not remaining, so we can copy that be alert. If you not change properly, then taking error. Yes, so here M2, M2, and here is M2. Yes, now perfectly. So copy time be alert. If any change is remaining, that giving the error. So yes, 2 by 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, first to be M1. Yes, that is my goal. So you can also write the first metric that also, but here M1, that is our first object, and then M2 row and column. So I also give the 2 by 2, okay, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so that scanning with index and printing with index, that perfectly 2D array, matrix array, and then we can multiplication operation done. So yes, that require the third, and then matrix M3, and here we can pass what is the rules of second metric, first metric number of columns. So C1 I pass in two parameterized constructor, and second metric number of rows, so R2, that is a rules. And now we can directly print. So yes, I copy this line, means that is our M3, M3I, and then we can M3 dot put array, put array print. But before we have to done here, that is a mt dot mul, that we decide one member and pass our m1 and m2, that is our object. So we can already means that is a multiplication. So that is our member mul function, and we can pass two means that object. So object as function argument. So yes, now multiplication we have to start, and here we can decide the that return type void mul, that is name, and multiplication mul means, and then matrix. Yes, so two object as function argument, okay, and outside we have to define, that is declaration is perfect, and then in between, yes, scanning and printing. So matrix, yes, that our class name, scope rejection operator, and mul multiplication, and then again matrix temp1, and then again matrix temp tm2, that is our temporary object, or that is a actual argument, and here is a former argument. You have to know in concept of udf. Or so here, yes, what is first we can check the condition, that is a possibility or not, means first metric number of column, yes, equal to second metric number of row equal, then and then metric multiplication is done. Otherwise we can give in else part just one message, and here, yes, let us check. So here I give message. Yes, what is message? So here we can first give the message invalid uh, matrix multiplication. Yes, so that is invalid and semicolon, and here I provide the slash n or endl you have to, and return direct. Yes, not here return any, but if not, then we can directly return here. Okay, that is a our logic. So let us check. But and now we can apply. Yes, I copy, but that for loop, because that also use in multiplication operation. So how row and column, that is our already we have to. Uh, so that is a, yes, here I passed. So yes, now perfectly. So that is first for loop, that brace, second for loop, and then brace, and then third for loop. Yes, that is a k loop. K means that is our already taking. So here not r. Yes, here what to do? So here that is a uh, result metric is a temp1 dot row, first metric row result metric, and here that is a temp2 dot column, and now here k is start, and then k less than temp2 dot column. Yes, uh, okay, yes, column is already there, so here we can give the row. Yes, and then k plus plus. Okay, so yes, that is calling, that we can normally x of ij, that is right, that is a call that object, consider that 2D array. Calling is a M3, that is calling, and M1 and M2 is a passing, so that is a temp1 and temp2. So we can simple write x of ij, that is considered is a caller object. So caller object is our M3. I show you. So yes, I give the first multiplication x of ij again, because that is our first, then addition first we have to, and then temp1 dot x of, yes, what is x of k, means ik, yes, I, because here is a row is fixed first metric, and now our calculation temp2 dot x of k and j, here is a column is a change, and here is a row is change, so I k and kj, ikj. So that is a logic. So inner loop always change, and outer loop is a after change. So that is our row is fixed and column is change, because column is k. So every time column is change and row is fixed. So that is a multiplication. So first metric row and second metric column multiplication and then addition. That is our paperwork. So that we have to take. You can also take the watch window. So yes, that after we have to check, yes, means if logic is perfect or not. Yes, so all braces are closed. Yes, and let us check. I save. Yes. So here, what is a caller object? So let us check. We have to decide already. M3 is a caller object. Yes, M3, and multiplication object means function is call, and M1 and M2 we can pass. So that is a simple. We can write x of ij is considered to M3, that the x of ij, and here M1, that is temp, that is, and temp M2, that is temp2, that is a passing into argument. But here that x of ij is a directly we can not scan and multiply, but so that is a garbage value. So what is solution? So here we can take in j loop. Yes, here is not, it is I, and here is there. So x of I and j initialize to 0, otherwise all garbage value is there. So now no garbage, because we can initialize 0. Okay, so now let us compile. So yes, we can apply the rules, and also here we can also apply rules. So here is a multiplication of first metric column and second metric row is equal, then metric multiplication is done, and our result metric first metric row and second metric column, then that is getting the result metric. So we can apply both rules, okay, in our logic. So let us check. Yes, what here M2. Yes, multi time. Okay, so here, yes, I M3 is there. Yes, okay. Already here I declare. Yes, I not change, because yes, here is a M2 is there. So here M3, because we have to already call. Yes, so that is a very simple. Means we have to. Yes, now no any error. So I just compile and run. Let us check that. So our paperwork 2 by 2 metric. Yes, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and now again 2 by 2 second metric M2, and 5, 6. Yes, and 7, 8. Yes, our get perfectly our output, because we have to done the paperwork. So yes, here that 19 and 22. Yes, 43 and 50. Yes, let us check. So our paperwork, I think that perfectly. Yes, 19, 22, 43, and 50. Yes, so that perfectly. So that is a row and column. So here is a row is fixed and column is changed. So that type of logic we can take in 3 for loops. So here inner for loop is a k plus plus. So here I k. So I is a fix. So row is a fix, and here column is changed. So we can here kj. So column is changed, but row is fixed and row is element is changed. So k I k. So row is fixed and means that element is changed, and here column is changed, then that member is also changed, j. So that is a first round of this first element, and then j that round. So one row is getting, and then I plus plus. So that second taking row, and then same process. That second row first element and same. And here you can look, that is ij, and here is also ij. So one statement, one variable used two times, so you can use short technique. So I remove this and plus before the plus. So that is a same in our previous statement, full form. So x of ij equal to x of ij and then plus and temp and then as it is statement. So there is no any error. And yes, now what to do? So here our multiplication is perfectly done. So yes, I give the wrong row and column. So what happened? Yes, let us check. So here I give the 2 by 2. So yes, let us check. And here I give 3 by 2. So that is a first metric column is 2, but second metric means row is 3. So that not equal. So yes, let us check that what happened. So yes, here some garbage value. So what is a solution? Yes. So and also our message is print invalid metric multiplication. So yes, here we can that is a here we can provide in default constructor that is a row and column is 0 0. Yes, let us check. Yes, and then if row and column is not perfectly, so here we can give directly return. Yes, so here row and column is there. Yes, perfectly. So if invalid, then here we can also let us check how it's print. So that is a yes, that print in garbage value. So that not perfectly and 2D array element. Yes, so our message is also print. So yes, uh, so here we can provide slash n. Yes, here is also because that printing time. Okay, now okay, so if not equal, so directly we have to return. Yes, and then so here we can return object also that possibility because that is a not performance means that not taking the so row and column is not equal, so we can just return and that print is not possible. Yes, so here we can restrict some. So yes, so we can printing time checking also row and column. So here we can apply the rules. Yes, so here we can also control. So if not, then we cannot apply to this logic. It's not printing anything. Or if you not provide here any condition. Yes, let us check watch window. Yes, you have to know very well. Here watch window we have to apply. So Alt W, what happened actually in this session? So I take the watch window. So yes, temp dot column. Yes, and temp dot row. Temp2 dot row. Yes, and here I start to directly here. So why that print the garbage value? Yes, so that is a control F8 I press. So that red line here start our watch. Otherwise all are scanning. And yes, I just above. So what happened in exactly in internal means our why that taking the garbage value. So that is a error means that we can solve. So control F9 I give and by 2. Yes, first is perfectly and second 3 by 2. So that is a not means row and column change. So yes, now how? So yes, I press. Yes, you have to know if watch alter R and here trace into. So F7 function key is there. So just here 2 and 3, so not equal. So here that message is print. So I also alter W and taking output window. Yes, so here our output window also come to here and we can see to our last. Yes, so here all scanning is there. Yes, and last, yes, here all print is there. So yes, that perfectly print is there perfectly. Now what to do? So I press F7. Yes, that that internal memory IO stream on their touch and return. so directly come to here. Yes, and now that, yes, so that our message is print and M3, yes, that go into printing. So the printing is taking garbage value. So here, yes, so yes, that look, our index is print and element is garbage. So that is a problem. So we can restrict the printing because if not matching proper element, so why we can print. So if cursor return to here directly, so here our main, yes, so here we can restrict. So how restriction? So if condition, also here we can also provide. So like that row of column we have to already provide. So that is a first matrix. So C1 equal and then R2. So say first metric column and second metric row is equal, then that function is called, otherwise not called. So that also provides condition here, and also possibility you can print all are zero. That is also a possibility. So what is happen? So here we can that is a color, and we can, yes, I first remove this watch, means that just go and control F8 press, so that is red line is gone. So here you can return, and before you can call to a constructor, so but you can return the object and you can row and column is 0 0 here, look. So default constructor you have to call, yes, then row and column is 0, so all element is also 0, because and if also possibility you can take for loop and assign to all memory to 0, that is also possibility. So let us check that now rules is apply or not. So I give the 2 by 2 again, and yes, 1 2 3 4, and now here 3 by 2, just that not matching. So 5 6 7 8 9 1. So yes, invalid, and that M1, that only M1 is invalid. So that not printing. Yes. So that is we can restriction here directly, and also that message we can also not print. So yes, here I give message also, no problem. So that is invalid. Okay. So I now give the press. So that message and all are thing in the, and here in invalid operation, yes, so here slash n we can already take, but here we can also provide slash n. Okay, now, and what to do now last? So here we can also print in metric format. Here we can scan is a perfectly scanning time, and now you can get the how perfectly print, but we can now remove the index. So what to do? So here our put array, yes, so metric format we have to print. So here first inner loop, and then here we can start to our handle, yes, so handle and this sign. So both we have to use. New line is required, so handle we have to use, and here we can remove the index. So yes, I remove the index. So printing time only, scanning time we have to not remove. So yes, and here we can also provide before the handle, and then in that symbol, and then yes, so yes, not perfectly, and here also one blank, yes, after is not required because we have to already provide here, so here is not required. Okay, so let us print in metric format 2D array. So let us check. I now give, you can also check the rules. Now I give perfect element and perfect row and column. Yes, so look our metric format. So that is a not, we, if we require the metric format, that time we cannot print the index. So that is now perfectly metric, and same I give now perfect element 2 by 2. So 5 6 7 8. Okay, so that is our result metric. Okay, so now that perfectly, so now I cannot take any more time because that is our, and you can also apply the multiplication operator overloading, that also possibility here, that only, or also you can use the print function technique, that also possibility you can, and that the benefit. So what is benefit? So just benefit what in, you can write type this type of statement. You have to know very well, like here M3 handler and M1 multiply M2, that is our operator overloading. Okay, so you can just remove the MUL and apply the multiplication operator overloading. Yes, that is a member function. So if you not get, so what is a, so we can use the friend technique. Yes, let us check also if you not get idea. So friend technique is better because we have to two argument passing, so we cannot change all these things. Okay, so what is a, so here, but that friend technique we can return the object. Yes, because that require, so object is function argument and with return value. Yes, so friend keyword. Yes, now that not member, and metric is a return, and here that is a operator is a keyword and multiplication operator already. So that is now I can change, just 2 minutes I will now complete. So yes, that is a friend is not member of her, and here metric is our return data type is, and not that is membership is and here our that is a, that metric means operator keyword is there, and we here just return is a metric, and that the function name is a asterisk itself. Okay, so here I give the operator keyword, the operator and asterisk sign. Okay, so what is a change? Yes, here you can just declare one because we can return object. So matrix and temp, and now you can temp is a view, but here by default is constructor call, so row and column is initialized to 0. So again that all are 0 is printing. So what to solution? So here we can again pass the first row temp1 dot column, and then temp2 dot row, that is our requirement, two parameterized constructor. Otherwise row and column is 0, so all are 0 is printing. So that is a first be alert. And now what is a, so here you can just use the temp.x, and here you can also use the temp.x and return the temp. Yes, so after here done temp. Yes, that's all you. And what is, now we cannot use member because that is not member of our. So what is, so we can just equal sign and our multiplication like our normal. So I remove this and multiplication and also brace. So like our in object oriented programming is always go like in our three integer variable like z and x multiply y. So that type statement we have to convert in object. So that is a two metric object, mean three object. So here that type of possibility we can write. So yes, I remove this just for your reference. So object oriented always try to how many statement in possible in user inbuilt data type. We can also possibility in inbuilt user defined data type. So inbuilt data type, how many statement possible, that is the aim of object oriented programming. That also possible in user defined data type, that is a class object metric. Okay, let us check any compile. So yes, what, yes, here because that is a friend function, so we cannot use I, J and K in because that is a class private variable, but the friend function use the private variable which is a object. So what is a, we can here provide the temp1 dot I, so that is a temp1 dot I, that type also. So here I cannot give all time I and J, that temp1 and 2 or. So what is solution of this error? So here we can local declare like I, J and then yes, comma I, J and K. So that is solved. Yes, let us check. So compile, yes, one. Okay, so here now we cannot return value, yes, because we have to return here. So here what is a, so we can use just temp. So that is a default constructor is called and return is a 0 0. So let us check that work. Yes, now that perfectly. Here also return temp. So that is a invalid. So that is row and column is not initialization. Yes. So here I define in that object. So that is a perfectly. And in else part, so what is a benefit? So that is a default construct, means that default constructor call, and here is a two parameterized constructor call. Okay, so let us check that perfectly work or not. Yes, so there is, okay. So yes, here now, okay, so because we can that out of scope. So yes, here is not we have to define out in outside main. So then and then that is a work in both here in else part and after else part. So yes, let us check. And if return, I think let us check as 0. So yes, but return is a metric, so we can must be not directly that type of return. Let us check that work. No, yes, error, because that is a temp function should return a value. So here must be temp. Yes. So here, because that is a here now more required, because we can already temp to return here. So else part is not required. I remove the brace all. Okay. So that simple member is required. The return means return default 0 is there. So now let us compile. No any error. Let us check. Yes, 2 by 2. So that perfectly work or not. So yes, that print is first metric perfectly. Now second metric and 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, that perfectly works. So that is a friend technique we can successfully apply. Okay. So you can after that apply the member function technique to in this same 2D array. Okay. So now yes, I close this session so we can so long is there, because we can also apply the ultimately friend technique so many, because some error is some initially give, so normal error is there. So what is a benefit? So just we can write like normal integer multiplication operation. We can apply to our object multiplication operator. Means that operator overloading. So I use in here friend technique. You can use in member technique also possibility. One argument in past, because that is a binary operator already. So that is a rules friend function 2 argument, and member function require only 1 argument. Okay. So we can apply the metric multiplication both rules to our logic, and here also we can done the paperwork. Okay, so all is well, and now I close this. Yes, first write this class. Yes, that is our matrix class, and find technique we can apply operator overloading and get array. Yes, so we can scan with index and print with index, but after we can metric format. Yes, so that is our logic. So here that our logic is perfectly. So yes, here is a column, row is fixed, and here is a column means change. So here k means inner loop is every time change. So our row is fixed, but that column means that element is change, and here is column is change. So k is first and j is after. So that is I already discussed. So just summarize. So that is right, that our operator overloading, and first we can member function mul and then convert to friend function technique to parameterize constructor. So means object as function argument and return object also I cover in this session. So yes, put array we can print first index, and now metric format. Here we can use this sign, that is a, we can say that. Okay, and now main. So here there are row column we can scan, and here if that equal row and column, then and then print the row and not print. Okay, that multiplication. So yes, I close Alt F3 function key, and then all watch window output and quit. So yes, subscribe my channel Ashok Sijal Academy. Press the bell icon to never miss any update. Thanks for your watching, supporting, and sharing my video lecture. And Hare Krishna.